Hello everybody, this is Shane with IFU News. I'm going on another ride along today. Kind of cloudy, it's been raining all week, so the car is dirty. You'll have to excuse all that. Lots of traffic too, but I'm sitting here behind the wheel. This is a 2011 Ford Fiesta. This particular car is the SES. And I don't know if you can see, the hood slopes away a whole lot, but this particular car is red candy metallic, which is a very pretty color. And it's got a beige leather interior, which is almost white. Most people that see it call it white. This is a very nice looking little car. A lot of you guys out there, if you remember back in the day, a long time ago when I was a kid, you could get Ford Fiestas. This is a name plate that they have pulled out of the bin and kind of recycled for 2011. Now, the Fiesta back in the day was a boxy, ugly car that was not something your average person would want. It's not something that you would really choose to drive. It was kind of something you drove when either you didn't care what your car looked like or that's all you could afford. Now, the new Fiesta, this car is nice. It's very nice. It's very attractive on the outside. The first thing my son noticed when they dropped this car off in our driveway last week was that this car is actually, the Fiesta is in one of his video games. It's in one of his games, and he can soup it up, and he's actually been driving a blue one of these in his game. One of those Xbox games he plays with the racing. I forget the name of it right now. But Ford's doing a lot of marketing with this car. It hasn't been on the market very long. You still don't see a lot of them on the roads, but you will be seeing a lot of them, I'm sure. The big thing with this car is it's got a lot of style. It's got a lot of room. It's a very small car, but it's a four-door. And there's plenty of room for me and my wife and my two kids to get in this car. And my daughter is still in a booster seat, so she takes up a little more room than some kids would. But there's tons of room. My son's got plenty of leg room, even when he sits behind me. I'm 5'10". Not a super tall guy, but an average height guy. If you're a 6 footer or taller, you may have a little less room directly behind the driver's seat for passengers. But the car's got a lot of room. The trunk is small, but it will hold a lot of stuff. You can do anything that you would normally want to carry. You can pretty much put anything back there. Now, you're not going to be going and getting a lot of groceries or anything else in this car. Anything big like TVs or anything, that's not going to fit back there, obviously. But your average grocery shopping and things like that, you can go buy groceries for a month. I did it in this car. I went in school shopping. I bought my kids clothes, and there were bags and bags of stuff because my wife is a power shopper. And everything fit, and it was fine. There was no problems with anything. One of the things about this car is that it's got a lot of glass. The windshield is really, really big. I don't know if you can see it in the video, but the strangest part visually of this car for me is the passenger side windshield wiper sticks up at a really weird angle. It looks like it's stuck almost when you're on the inside, and that's just how it's made. It's a nitpicky little thing, but that's really the only thing I can pick on about the looks of this car. It's a really nice looking car. This particular car, the one that I'm driving today, is $20,555. Now, the base price on this car is about $17,100. This car is pretty much as loaded as you can get in one of these. It's got leather. It's got Sirius satellite radio. It's got the Ford Sync system, and it's a lot of fun to drive. It's really comfortable on the road. We've been going over my lumpy test road here for a while. This is one of the bumpier roads around, and it rides very good. It's very comfortable. The seats are nice. The leather's soft and supple. It feels quality. It doesn't feel like a cheap car. And to be honest with you, $20,000 under 21 grand today, that is a cheap car. Today your average car is going to cost you in the mid-30s, and this one's what, 20? It's a very, very good deal. It's a lot of car for the money. And the big thing with this car too is fuel economy. This car sips gas. In my car, I get maybe 16 miles a gallon in the city in normal driving. Now, I've got a lead foot. I'm not easy on cars. I expect them to go when I want them to go. I don't want to wait to get to the speed I want to be at. So I'm not easy on this car either. I've been flooring this little thing. I've been driving it like I would drive any other car, and I've still averaged 28 miles a gallon. Now, when I was on the road cruising at 70 miles an hour with the cruise control on, according to the onboard computer, this little car was getting 38 miles a gallon. Now, that's some serious fuel economy. If you drive a lot, this car is comfortable. It's fantastic fuel economy, and you can get in this thing and you can go, and a tank of gas is going to take you a long, long way. Now, the car on the inside is a little bit different styling. This is the first car I've been in that doesn't have knobs. There's no pull knobs. There's no nothing on the inside for your locks. Most cars, you still have the little plungers that pop up like you used to have back in the old days. This car doesn't have anything like that. You also don't get the unlock buttons on the doors, which is kind of weird. My wife thought they didn't have a button on the inside because it's in the middle of the dash. It's right below the radio controls. And you can check out the video walk around that's also going to be posted along with this review in the ride along, and you can see what I mean. It's kind of weird. You really got to get used to it. It's not a big deal. Most people are going to have the key fob and they're going to unlock it that way anyhow. This car has a lot of features on it. It's got the key fob that you don't actually have to put a key in. It's a kind of a keyless key, I guess is a way to put it. You just keep the key fob in your pocket, climb in the car, put your foot on the brake, and you push the start button, and the car fires up. When you get where you're going and you need to turn it off, you just put it in park and push the button again, and it turns the car back off. It's pretty cool. Now, the information center for this car that shows you all your radio controls and all that stuff is in the center of the dash. It's offset almost in the direct center of the dash, kind of between the two front seats. You can see it well. It's got a hood over the top of it, so it's blocked from sunlight and stuff. It's orange on black, so it's very legible. It's nice. There's really not anything I can say about this car. This isn't my type of car. You know, I'm more of a muscle car, sports car guy. My wife liked it. This is a car that I could certainly live with, and if I was driving a long way and out and about a lot, even if I had 4 people in the family, this is a car that you can really live with. It rides good. It's got surprising performance considering it's a 4-cylinder car with an automatic transmission. It'll get up and go when you want it to. You're not going to break any land speed records or anything, but the car will accelerate. It's not a dog. Overall, it's a very nice car. It rides well, good gas mileage, and it's just, you know, there's not a lot wrong with it. If you can live with the small size and the styling of the car, I think you'll be very happy with it. There's nothing wrong with this car at all. This is Shane, I4U News, signing off. Talk to you guys later.
Hey everybody, this is Shane with I4U News. We're going to do a video walk around of the 2011 Ford Fiesta SES. This particular car is red candy metallic tinted. The interior, they call it cashmere and black leather. It looks more like white with black trim to me, but it's a very light, very nice looking color. This car's got a 1.6 liter TI VCT 4-cylinder engine with a power shift 6-speed automatic transmission. This car is pretty much as loaded as you can get one of these Fiestas. This one has the Rapid Spec 301A package, which is the comfort and upgrade package. Gives you heated front seats, the chrome belt line molding, the passive keyless entry system, chrome deck lid molding, the perimeter alarm, the automatic transmission was a $1,070 upcharge. The paint's a $180 upcharge, and the leather on this car was $715. The total sticker on this particular car is $20,555. So we'll kind of walk around. Very nice looking little car for a little car. It's got nice wheels. Those come on the SES. It's got a nice design for a small car, and it's a lot bigger on the inside than it actually looks. Kind of reminds me a little bit of the Focus from the back. Now, one of the things that people are probably wondering about this car, it's so small, is how big the trunk is. So let's give it a pop. It's got a pretty good sized trunk. It's kind of hard to see, but you can definitely fit a lot of stuff in there. We went grocery shopping and bought our groceries for the month, and they all fit in the back of this car fine. The seats do lay down if you have some longer items. The gray part there you see that covers up the hatch area, when it's closed, actually comes off, so you can get into it without any problems. You can kind of see the interior. I know Ford calls that cashmere, but everybody else that's seen it calls it white. It's got a rear windshield wiper, which you do need when it's raining hard. It's been raining a lot here lately. Been glad for that. Open the back door. You can see inside. Very nice looking car. There's surprisingly a lot of room back here. We got my wife and my 2 kids in this car. Had plenty of room. Power windows front and back. Now this little black thing on the door, this particular car has the keyless entry system where you actually don't have to use the key or the key fob. You can push this little button twice and it'll unlock or lock the doors. That's lock. That's unlock. Now we can get inside the car here. Here's the automatic transmission, the dash layout. It's pretty cool looking. It's a very unorthodox dash layout. Now I want you to notice something. See that there's no locks on this car. See there's no plungers that pop up. There's no things on the door for you to lock and unlock. Everything on this car is controlled from this center stack. And you can see right here, that's the unlock and lock button, which is strange place. It's the only car I've ever seen like that. It took me a while to figure out how to unlock and lock the doors without the key fob, but I eventually figured it out. This over here, this is the button I was talking about. This starts the car. You leave the key fob in your pocket, put your foot on the brake, push that button, the car will start. When you get to where you're going, put it in park, push the button again, and the car, see it says push brake to start. The car will start. Now we got controls on the steering wheel. This is the controls for the cruise control. These are the controls for the phone. Now this car, it's kind of strange. This is where, you see right back here, this is where Ford put the sync button for this car, which is kind of out of the way. It's different from every other Ford car I've driven that has that. The trip and info, you push this plunger and it cycles the gauge readout. This has the computer in it like most Ford cars do that tell you your fuel economy and all that good stuff. Right here is where you get your radio controls and all that stuff. It's orange on black, as you can see. It's got a nice hood that covers it from bright sunlight so you can see very easily. Here's all the controls for the radio again. The controls for the AC system there. These are the buttons for the heated seats, which we don't get much use for here in Texas. It stays too hot. The automatic transmission. Now the seats, this is what Ford calls cashmere. You see, it looks very white to me, but it's nice looking, there's no doubt about that. Anyway, there it is. Let's see, there's the interior. Let's pop the hood, and you can take a look at the motor of this little thing. Let's go around there. Alright, so there's the motor. A lot packed in there. It actually has a surprising quite a bit of power. Good pickup for a small car, an economy car that gets 38 miles a gallon on the highway. And that's it. Thanks for checking it out with me.